Every offseason, the Dynasty community looks at the most athletic wide receiver in the draft, the biggest wide receiver in the draft, and they go, okay, well, he's a freak. Look at the upside. If this guy puts it together, he is going to be the best wide receiver in this class. He has a higher ceiling than anybody else. And yeah, we're getting him at a discount in the second round. Let's go through and let's draft him everywhere we can. And I want to talk about why everyone's favorite sleeper wide receiver that everybody thinks has an elite level ceiling because he's an elite athlete is actually bad at football, and you should not draft him. But what you should do at the NFL draft is tune into Flock Fantasy on YouTube because we will be there. I will be on the red carpet interviewing these players. Yes, these 17 guys we will be interviewing on Flock Fantasy. So make sure you're tuning into the live stream and make sure right now you're going down to the comment section and you're leaving a question that you want asked for one of these guys. Let me know who. I already know what I'm asking Bijan Robinson. I already know what we're asking Bryce Young. So help me with more of the defensive guys. Help me with those offensive linemen, what you're wanting to hear. And of course, make sure you're going checking out flockfantasy.com. On flockfantasy.com, you can get access to all my Dynasty rankings, including my Dynasty rookie rankings. You can get access to all of Corey's databases. You can get access to a Dynasty rookie draft guide. You can get access to all of your favorite creators' rankings, articles, videos, live streams, the whole 9 yards. Sign up with promo code FLOCK, and yours truly will go through and make a podcast breaking down your Dynasty fantasy football team. And with promo code FLOCK, you're going to get 30% off any subscription. But that should be about it. And let's jump into this Jonathan Mingo profile and why I think he is going to be a bust at the next level. And first thing I need to discuss is, yes, he's an elite level athlete, right? That's why everybody is so damn excited about him. You're looking at Jonathan Mingo with a RAS score of 986. This is his relative athletic score. If you're looking at all of the wide receivers testing since 1987, over 3,000 of these guys, he ranks 43rd. The man's an absurd athlete. The man is, I mean, everything I've ever dreamed to be. You're looking at his hand size, 10.37 inches. Look at these tiny little things. You're looking at his height. He's 6'1". Oh, I would kill to be 6'1". He weighs 220. I mean, 22 reps on the bench. 39.5-inch vertical. The broad jump, I mean, ridiculous 10 foot. You're looking at the 40-yard dash, 4.48, the 20-yard split, a 2.56, a 10-yard split, a 1.52. The man is ridiculous. The man is a freak, and the man is not a good wide receiver. Now, I understand, yes, athleticism matters a ton in the NFL, and it actually does translate to success at the next level at individual positions. If you're looking at tight end, athleticism matters. If you're looking at running back, athletic testing matters. If you're looking at a lot of key defensive positions, yeah, it matters how they test at the NFL Combine. But if you're looking at what translates to fantasy football success at wide receiver, it's not really athleticism. You'd be surprised to see that it's not going to be the strongest, the biggest, the fastest guy at the wide receiver position that finds success. What actually translates to fantasy football success at the next level at wide receiver in particular, because it's a position that you don't rely on athleticism, you rely a little more on technique, is collegiate success. That's what translates. And if we go through and look at Jonathan Mingo and what he did at Ole Miss, he doesn't really check any of the boxes that we look for. So the big boxes that we are looking for: one, did he declare early for the NFL draft? I mean, we have proven time and time again that if you are going to be that next great wide receiver, you're going to be CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, especially in today's NFL. You better be declaring after your true junior season. And when you don't declare after your true junior season, when you stay all 4 years, we need to have a phenomenal excuse, right? You need to be at Ohio State. You need to be Chris Olave and having to deal with Jameson Williams, Garrett Wilson, and Jackson Smith and Jigba all on your same roster. You need to be Jalen Waddle. You need to be Devonta Smith, having to deal with Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, John Mechie, all in the same roster. Those are the areas and those are the edge cases where we can give the pass to a wide receiver that has to stay for a fourth year to continue to develop before going to the NFL. The other vast amount of examples that we have are going to be of names that declare after their true junior season if they are going to find success. The second big box that we are looking for is, when did this player break out? Because if this is someone that's going to be on a trajectory to continue to develop and to be that next great wide receiver, you can't see a breakout in your senior season. You can't see a breakout in your junior year. We need to see that breakout as a freshman, as a sophomore, unless you're in the edge case where maybe you're Jameson Williams stuck behind Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson. Like, I kind of understand that, right? But if you're on a roster that doesn't have a ton of talent all around it, then you don't have too many excuses. The third big box is, what is the market share of your college offense? So if we're going to divide your receiving yards on a per game basis by the overall passing yards of your offense on a per game basis, we need to see that you are accounting for a very high percentage of your offense, that you are dominating, because of course we can't be looking at raw stats. If you're looking at raw stats here, it is going to be very misleading because hell, I mean, if you're looking at different college offenses with different schemes, with different quarterbacks, it's going to be very difficult to compare a player one for one. That's why instead we are going to be looking at the percentage of their offense. Now, the next big box that we are looking at is, where is this guy drafted in the NFL draft? Does he go round one, indicating that NFL talent evaluators think that he's pretty good? Not only do they think he's pretty good, but at the same time, you're going to get opportunity early on in your NFL career. That's great. Whereas if you're falling to day 3, what that tells us is NFL talent evaluators sat down, they watched the film, they were not impressed, and you're probably going to have a ton of hurdles to overcome at the next level. So we'll get into all of these boxes, of course. A big thing as well is we want to see the competition you were up against, because in your college offense, if you're going back to that Ohio State wide receiver room, right, with Jackson Smith and Jigba, we have to be giving you massive props if you're going up against the other best wide receivers in college football. If you're going up against other NFL talents, then of course you can't be Treylon Burks commanding 40% of your passing offense on a per game basis. Instead, you're going to be Garrett Wilson down there at about 33%, but it makes sense because you're playing alongside Olave, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Jameson Williams. And then the other thing, the last thing we're looking for is, are you athletic enough and are you big enough? Okay, we don't necessarily need to see you be a freak. As long as you're not David Bell level slow, as long as you are not, tiny, you're going to be good enough if you were in college, right? So if we go box by box here to see, how does Jonathan Mingo, the elite level athlete, shake out in our model? What does he look like? Well, he stayed all 4 years in college. And if we're going through and looking at that, it's a massive red flag. What's also a red flag is he doesn't really have that good of an excuse. It's not like this is a player that you can say, oh, Mason, come on, man. He just dealt with injuries throughout his entire career. He never really got a shot. I mean, the man played over 20 games through the first 3 years of his college career. If we're going through and looking at this in comparison to someone who declared early last season, I mean, that was about George Pickens. Okay, so I don't think you can give him an excuse on that front. And yes, I will say, back in 2019, he had some serious target competition. Yes, this is a team that back in 2019, while DK Metcalf, AJ Brown finally went to the NFL, you still had some other top talent there. You still had Elijah Moore. So with Elijah Moore there in 2019, I think you can give him the benefit of the doubt for that season as well as in 2020. But regardless, you still should have been able to overcome it. You still should have been able to break out, because if we go to his breakout season, what is really bad, and in my mind, the biggest red flag on this profile, is he doesn't break out until his junior year. His junior year, yeah, good season, right? He goes out there and he averages 57 receiving yards per game, which does account for slightly over 20% of his team's passing yards on a per game basis. So yeah, congrats. You break out as a junior. We do like to see that, but pretty much anybody that finds that success, unless they have a really good excuse, breaks out by the time they're a sophomore. Okay, so I don't know how much of a pass we can be giving him here, even if Elijah Moore was in the same offense. Then what you really need to see, right, is if you have Elijah Moore leaving for the NFL and you're finally going to be able to break out your junior season, you're going to be able to dominate your senior year. We need to see you at 35, 40% of your team's receiving yards on a per game basis if it took you that long to break out and you were that much older than everybody else. But no, his best season, his senior year, he averages 66 receiving yards on a per game basis, which accounts for about 27% of the Ole Miss offense. That's fine. If you did that as a sophomore, I mean, I'd be bowing down. I'd be applauding. But the fact that it takes you until your senior season to do that and you're still not getting to 30%, it's not great. Not good at all. I mean, right now it looks like he's going to be a day 2 NFL draft pick, which I'm fine with. Obviously, we'd love him to be day 1, but I mean, I'm not going to sit here and just cry because he's not a round 1 pick. No, you can be a round 2 pick. You can be a round 3 pick and still project nicely at the next level. Now, if we're looking at this wide receiver room at Ole Miss, this is going to be the number one thing that we need to highlight in that, yes, his first 2 seasons in college, you did have Elijah Moore there. So maybe you give him a pass for his freshman season. Maybe you give him a pass for his second year. But nope, there's no real valid excuse by the time you're a junior here, by the time you're a senior. I mean, you have Malik Heath leading this team in receiving yards. A transfer from Mississippi State that doesn't really look like he's doing anything in the NFL. So let me get this straight with this Jonathan Mingo profile. This is a wide receiver that goes to Ole Miss, does nothing early on, takes until his junior season to break out, stays for a 4th year. In said 4th year, is not even the wide receiver 1 on his own team, and he doesn't have the excuse of playing alongside another elite wide receiver prospect. We're really overlooking all of these massive red flags because he's a great athlete, because he has the size that we look for. And trust me, I would kill to be 6'1", be able to bench 225 for 22 reps, and be able to run a 4.48 40-yard dash. Yeah, I understand. That is very exciting. But at the end of the day, it is not predictive of fantasy football success at the wide receiver position. What is significantly more predictive is the production profile that he had in college, which in my mind was nothing special. And this is a player that I'm fine passing on, right? Like if I'm going to take a shot on someone, I know this is going to be sad, and I know a lot of people are not going to like this, but I would almost rather go through and take someone like Marvin Mims, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'd rather take someone that breaks out as a freshman, that declares after his junior season. Yeah, he has some red flags on his production profile as well, but obviously we're talking about later in the draft here. Yeah, just please, I know we've had a lot of questions about Jonathan Mingo as of late. Don't be taking him in the early 2nd round of rookie drafts, but I encourage you to send more questions my way, but specifically go down to the comment section and send me questions that you want me to be asking these guys at the NFL draft on the red carpet. Please let me know. I don't know what to ask them. I need your help. Please go down there. And also, while you are down there, drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you play Dynasty Fantasy Football. And if you play Dynasty, I can guarantee you, you're going to love flockfantasy.com. Has all your favorite Dynasty creators on there. On top of that, you have my rankings, my Dynasty research book. You have all the rookie databases there from Corey. Just go check it out. Promo code FLOCK, 30% off any subscription. And at the same time, you are going to get that podcast breaking down your Dynasty team by yours truly with promo code FLOCK in the Mother Flocker package. But thank you again. I really do appreciate you. Really hope you have a great day and really hope we get to see you with the video tomorrow.